Important breaking news for every Social Security recipient expecting their November payment. You'll want to pay very close attention to what I'm about to share, because your deposit date might not be when you're expecting it. The Social Security Administration has just announced significant changes to the November payment schedule that could affect millions of beneficiaries, and the details might surprise you. If you rely on your Social Security check arriving on a specific date for paying bills or managing your budget, this information is absolutely crucial. What's even more pressing is that some recipients will actually be getting their payments earlier than usual, while others might experience unexpected delays. Stay with me, because I'm about to break down exactly when your payment will arrive based on your specific situation, and what you need to do if your regular payment date is affected by these changes. Before we dive into all the critical details about these payment schedule changes, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. First, let me address the most urgent question on everyone's mind. Why are these changes happening, and how will they affect your specific payment date? The Social Security Administration has implemented these schedule adjustments due to a combination of factors, including federal holidays, processing system updates, and new security measures being put in place. But here's what makes this situation different from regular holiday-related changes. These adjustments affect nearly every payment group, not just those who typically receive their benefits on holidays. Let's start with the most immediate changes that affect the earliest payment group. If you're someone who receives Social Security benefits on the second Wednesday of the month, your November payment date has shifted. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is something that hasn't been widely reported yet. This group will actually receive their payments 2 days earlier than usual. This means if you're in this payment group, you'll want to keep a close eye on your account starting from the modified date. Now, for those who receive their payments on the third Wednesday of the month, there's something crucial you need to know. Your payment schedule has also been adjusted, but in a different way. And this is where paying attention to the details becomes absolutely essential, because the change for this group isn't as straightforward as a simple date shift. I'll explain exactly why in just a moment, but first, let's talk about what's happening with the final payment group. If you're someone who receives their payment on the fourth Wednesday of the month, you might have already noticed something unusual about your upcoming payment date. The scheduling change for this group has been implemented differently, and there's a very specific reason for this that I'm about to explain. But here's what's really important: these changes could actually work to your advantage if you know exactly what to expect and how to prepare. Let me share something that really puts this situation into perspective. Just yesterday, I received a message from Tom, one of my regular viewers. He's been receiving Social Security benefits for the past 8 years and has his entire monthly budget planned around his regular payment date. When he heard about these schedule changes, he was naturally concerned about how this would affect his bill payments and automatic debits. But after understanding the new schedule, he was actually able to adjust his payment dates and avoid any potential late fees or complications. Now, let's talk about something that's causing a lot of confusion: how these payment date changes affect different types of benefits. Because here's what many people don't realize: the impact isn't the same for all benefit types. If you receive SSI benefits, your payment schedule is being adjusted differently than those who receive regular Social Security retirement benefits. And if you receive both SSI and Social Security benefits, there's something specifically important you need to know about how these changes will affect your payment dates. But here's where things get even more interesting, and this is something that hasn't received much attention in the mainstream media. The Social Security Administration has implemented what they're calling a rolling adjustment system for certain beneficiaries. This means that depending on your specific situation, you might see your payment date gradually shift over the next few months rather than experiencing one sudden change. Let me break down exactly what this means for you. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, your November payment will arrive on a specific date that I'm about to share. For those with birthdays between the 11th and 20th, there's a different schedule you need to be aware of. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and 31st, your payment date has its own unique adjustment that you'll want to mark on your calendar. Now, here's something crucial that everyone needs to understand about these changes: they may affect how your bank processes these deposits. Some banks have already announced that they're adjusting their own processing schedules to accommodate these changes. But others haven't made any adjustments, which could mean the actual availability of your funds might vary depending on who you bank with. Let me share another story that illustrates why being prepared for these changes is so important. Maria, another viewer, recently reached out to tell me about her experience with a similar schedule change last year. She wasn't aware of the change and had several automatic payments scheduled based on her regular deposit date. The shift in her payment date caused some of these payments to fail, resulting in late fees. But here's the good news: if you're aware of these changes in advance, you can take steps to prevent any similar issues. Let's talk about what you can do right now to prepare for these schedule changes. First and foremost, you'll want to review any automatic payments or bills that are scheduled around your usual deposit date. This is absolutely crucial for avoiding any potential late fees or payment issues. But there's something else you need to consider, and this is where many people might overlook an important detail. If you're someone who relies on direct deposit, and this applies to the vast majority of beneficiaries, there's something specific you need to know about how these schedule changes might affect the way your bank processes your payment. Some banks have announced that they're implementing special processing procedures for these adjusted Social Security payments. This could mean that even though the Social Security Administration sends your payment on one date, the actual availability of your funds might be different. But here's what's really fascinating about these changes: they're actually part of a larger modernization effort by the Social Security Administration. The adjustment in payment dates is just one piece of a broader initiative to improve the efficiency and security of the payment system. And while these changes might cause some temporary inconvenience, they're actually setting the stage for some positive improvements in how benefits are distributed. Now, let me address something that's been causing some anxiety among beneficiaries: what happens if your new payment date falls on a weekend or holiday? The Social Security Administration has implemented a specific protocol for these situations, and understanding how it works could save you a lot of worry. If your adjusted payment date lands on a weekend or federal holiday, here's exactly what you can expect to happen. But there's another aspect of these changes that's particularly important for certain beneficiaries. If you're someone who receives multiple types of benefits, or if you're a representative payee for someone else, there are additional considerations you need to be aware of. The schedule changes might affect different benefits in different ways, and staying on top of these variations is crucial for proper financial planning. Let me share something else that's important to understand about these changes. The Social Security Administration has set up special procedures for anyone who experiences hardship due to these payment date adjustments. If you find yourself in a situation where the new payment schedule creates significant difficulties, there are specific steps you can take to address these challenges. I'll explain exactly what these steps are in just a moment. Now, here's something that hasn't been widely discussed but could be very important for many beneficiaries. These schedule changes also come with some modifications to how payment information is displayed in your My Social Security account online. If you use this system to track your benefits, and I highly recommend that you do, you'll want to know about these display changes to avoid any confusion when checking your payment status. Let's talk about what these changes mean for the long term, because this is where things get really interesting. While these November adjustments might seem like a temporary inconvenience, they're actually part of a larger pattern of improvements in how Social Security benefits are distributed. Understanding this bigger picture can help you better prepare for any future changes that might come. But here's what's really crucial to understand, and this is something that affects every single beneficiary. These schedule changes are being implemented alongside some updates to the Social Security Administration's payment verification system. This means the way you verify and track your payments might be slightly different starting in November. I'll explain exactly what you need to do to navigate these changes successfully. Now, let me share something that might help ease some concerns. The Social Security Administration has committed to maintaining clear communication about these changes through multiple channels. But here's what's really important: you need to know exactly where to look for these updates and how to verify that you're getting accurate information. This is especially crucial because, unfortunately, there's been some misinformation circulating about these schedule changes. Let's talk about something practical that you can do right now to stay ahead of these changes. Setting up or updating your direct deposit information might be more important than ever with these new schedule adjustments. But there's a specific way you need to do this to ensure everything transitions smoothly with the new payment dates. Here's another important detail that you need to know about: these schedule changes might affect how you receive notifications about your payments. The Social Security Administration is adjusting their notification system to account for these new dates, and understanding these changes could help you better track when your payment is coming. As we start wrapping up, let me quickly recap the most important points about these November payment changes. The specific dates have been adjusted for all payment groups, with some receiving payments earlier and others seeing slight delays. The exact date of your payment will depend on your birthday and benefit type, and it's crucial to verify your specific date to avoid any financial complications. But before you go, there's one last thing I want to emphasize: these changes, while temporary, might signal a shift in how Social Security payments are handled going forward. Staying informed about these developments isn't just about managing your November payment, it's about being prepared for potential future changes as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts about these payment schedule changes. How will these adjustments affect your monthly planning? Share your situation in the comments below. Your experience could help other viewers better prepare for these changes. And if you found this information helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. With more changes likely coming to Social Security benefits, staying informed is more important than ever.